Leadership
Guidance.
is guidance. Leadership responsibility is massive. When you take on the responsibility of becoming a leader to anything, your family is the nucleus, which is the easiest one. The responsibilities are from everything from A to Z, from the time you get up in the morning and go to bed at night, and everything else to do with all members of your family. That's a huge responsibility. And guess whose responsibility it really is?
I always keep me.
It's the man.
Oh, I know.
Okay, it's the man's. The man's responsibility is to take charge of that family nucleus. Why do you think they've been trying to destroy the family nucleus so much for the last 40 years or so? And they're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And they have emasculated men since the 60s. Big time. They sue them, they take them to court, they throw them in prison.
Well, and they portray them constantly as moron. I mean,
that's correct. Okay, and the women are smarter and so on. Well, overall, I believe women are smarter because, well, we're so busy talking and thinking about women and thinking about our sports and our, our job and talking about that. Women will talk about anything. Your commitment or your contract to your family, to your community, is so powerful that nothing can take you from it. That's honor. That's what we're talking about with honor. But leadership comes out of all of this. It isn't easy. It's very hard. Anybody who wishes to be a leader of something is a fool to begin with. Most people that take these positions, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it. Believe me, that's the one you don't want. Okay? You want a leader who really doesn't want to do it and is trying to get away from it, but if you know they're wise or well, it could be a woman too.
Mm-hmm. And they're a good one.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. And so if you choose your leaders wisely and well, we can't get that in a president.
We haven't been very successful doing it for a while.
Because it's been rigged. It's been rigged since '79 that we know of for a fact. So we haven't had a lawful election since at least '79, if not even before that. So here we sit in a situation on the threshold of a new age. For true. I didn't do it. But something happened, especially something happened on the 23rd of January, and I would mark the date. We're not sure what that was, but the 23rd of January of this year, after I took my position, something... Don't know it. Maybe it'll come up. Just remember the date.
I like that, the 23rd of January.
The 23rd, something happened the 23rd of January at 10:41 p.m.
Ooh, timing, too.
Yes. And it just,
PM.
a whole bunch of us, something just locked in on a conference call, and just a bunch of boom, boom, strange things just started happening. I don't believe in mystical stuff or things like that. I'm just not into that. But I was on my knees that night at about 2 or 3 minutes later, my knees buckled right off from under me. I'm on the floor, and the tears were pouring out of my eyes. And not from sadness.
Giving thanks?
I don't know. I have no idea, and I still don't know. It's a combination of things. So I just want you to remember that date, because I think you're going to hear it again.
23rd, 10:41?
10:41.
PM.
PM, yep. So, what else would you like to know?
I just want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you taking the time today. It's
so,
good to see you. I look forward to seeing you again at some point. Camera, no camera,
We're here. We're here to make sure that these people don't destroy our nation. We're here to make really sure that they don't do it. So I'm a setup. They don't want to come in here, believe me. They don't want to come in here.
I wouldn't think so either, because the other thing too is that I want to say the whole, how do things multiply? Not logarithmic, but as more people become aware, it's harder to keep down the truth. It's harder to keep down the truth. It's harder to keep down the truth.
The truth is absolute, which cannot be changed or denied. You could try to change the truth, but you can't. We stay on the center of the path, center of the road. I'm one with the Creator. That's where my courage comes from. Creator's in here. Okay? If Creator's in here, then what can they do to me?
Yeah.
What can anyone do to me? Am I a religious man? Not at all. I think religion is one of the most horrible things that ever happened to mankind. I am a very strong, very powerful spiritual man. My law is the 10 Commandments. My first law. Why? Because out of all the laws we've studied, and believe me, we've studied virtually just about all of them worldwide throughout the history of mankind, that was the only set of laws that works for everybody in the world. And no other laws can supersede those laws. My second set of laws will be the 10 articles, 10 amendments to the Constitution.
Now, do you give Paine a lot of credit for that, Thomas Paine?
Sure.
I hear stuff that he really, did the push, did the drive, say, hey, this should be added. The Constitution, he says, is good, but not without this. It has to have this, drove it home type thing.
He did. He did. And he did drive it home. And these were simple things. They weren't complex things. Remember, the law back in those days, in the 1700s and before, all laws had to be written, and today they're still supposed to be, so that the average man or woman could understand them. If they're convoluted, they're not law.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can now give yourself a raise starting this year of 1/3 of all the monies that you make a year, because you do not have to pay those taxes to the federal government. Fact of law. Right out of their own books. So there's nothing to be afraid of.
It's a beautiful thing.
You just don't have to pay them anymore. I'm telling you, absolutely true. They know that. They're terrified that people are going to start realizing this to be the truth.
It's funny, I aired for my viewers, just recently too, in the past two weeks or whatever, was Aaron Russo's Freedom to Fascism, which was a nice piece.
Everybody,
if they could learn and wake up.
Everybody must see that Aaron Russo video. He's selling it for 50 cents a piece, for God's sake.
He's authorized people to make copies and not even
get
sell
them
it.
out there.
Yeah.
Everybody in this country, 300 million copies need to be out there. Everybody needs to see them. It's so wonderful. There's so much to do and so much to learn and to know. It's like, it's endless. How can people be bored? How can they sit there and watch stupid television set with so much to do?
It's funny what comes with age, though, is, I'm not that old, I'm like 47, but still, the older I get, the more I want to know, the more I'm willing to spend the time to investigate, to learn, to research.
There's another part of the class, another class unto itself. We teach everybody that formal education is a vertical line. One, birth to death, okay? Formal education. You're sitting in a classroom type structure, or mommy's teaching you as a little baby, do this, okay? Okay. And then life experience is learned this way, as you walk around the planet in a horizontal plane. So as you grow, you're born, you start to, mommy's giving you some form of education, so it's like a flower. It starts to go wider, 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 okay? You keep on going. All of a sudden you hit the 9th grade and you quit. Boom. Now you can only learn this way from life experience, no more formal education. Well, I did exactly that. The 9th grade, I quit school and I went back. So when I went back, a couple of years later, then I started growing out again up here. So I was getting a little more life experience than most people because I wasn't getting any formal education. That's how it goes. Quit again. Grow again. Some people just do it right from the beginning, just keep going, so it's always this way here. Just a nice straight cone. You must always maintain a formal education. Education, not education. Education. I hate it. And most people say this, especially teachers. Education. Education. They put a J in there instead of, they can't even say the word properly, and they're educators. It's just irritating. Just one of those little things.
I'm with you. Hey, sometimes it's little noises.
But
that get you.
But that formal education, as long as you maintain that, you just keep growing until the day you die. It's wonderful. That's why some people, when they get very, very old, and people go to them. They say, well, you know some of these things. Could you please, The old Methuselah lady, there always seems to be a woman better than a guy. An old lady who sits up as a hermitress or whatever she is, up by herself in the woods and that sort of thing. But she knows everything. Why? She spent her entire life researching and learning everything. As a lot of people do. But not as much today. I guarantee anybody here in this room, if they do that for the rest of their lives, I guarantee them they will just keep on blossoming and growing for the rest of their lives. And your life will be far fuller and better.